Morning everyone. Today we're off to the Southwest Kit Car Club's monthly meet over at Chepstow. So we've got to go over the Severn Bridge. So hope you'll join us and come and have a look around some of the cars we're going to see this morning. Morning and welcome to Chepstow. Now, you're going to think Chepstow's in Wales. Yes, Chepstow is in Wales, but we're at Hanley Farm, a little way up the road, so we're actually back in England. So don't let that confuse you, because it did me. Morning, welcome to Chepstow. Now, it's all right, I'm just going to run over here. We are in Chepstow-ish area, but you'll see by the clip before this, we've actually come back into England because we're just outside Chepstow. So we're just here on the way in. Over there, we've got a lovely Grinnell Scorpion. That's got a, oh hello, it looks like the Citroen van may have broken down. But that's got a BMW motorcycle engine in the back. I think they're a really cool little trike. And then what else have we got coming up? Well, let's look back over this way. We've got this lovely little Citroen H van. Unfortunately, it appears to have broken down. So that's a bit of a disappointing start to their day. Oh, lovely GT40 here. Look at this one. Absolutely beautiful, these. I don't know which particular manufacturer that one is. I've got a funny feeling that's a Tornado because I think I recognise the registration number. So not sure on that one, but that is a nice looking car there. That's right. Hello, the Rosers are here, but it's okay because it's the sheriff. It's not the local Rosers. So look at this. What an entrance! Look at this. It's absolutely fantastic, isn't it? Oh, there's 1, 2, 3, 4. Pittsvania. Oh, there's more. Oh, and look at this, Starsky and Hutch. For anyone from the 70s, look at this. Absolutely fantastic, this stuff. Oh, they're just getting themselves in order here. Oh, this one's about to run me over. Oh, we've got 2 queues are forming now. So yeah, very. I'm not sure. Not sure if he's. Not sure if the chap there's Starsky and Hutch, whichever one it is. He's got less hair than I remember from the 70s. Right now we've got a bit of a Japanese contingent coming in here. It actually says a Fair Lady Z on the side. We'd know this is a 260Z. Very nice cars, those. And then what do we got now? We've got another 260Z. Oh, we've got 1, 2, 3. Wow, the 260 group are here. There's a 280Z. This one, nice set of gold or bronze mini lights on this one. I really like this car. Oh, and look at this Alfa Romeo Sprint. Look at this beautiful green one here. Lovely looking car. Not many survivors from a Sprint Veloce. Not many survivors of that era. A couple of more of the Z car group. They've obviously come together as one. And now we've got, look at this Opel. I think this is this a Monza? It is a Monza, and it's for sale. Oh, a 3 litre. So it's got the 3 litre straight 6 engine in that lovely car there. Always remember one of them from my childhood. Look over the far side, little Avenger Tiger. And behind it, another car of that same era, a little Talbot Sunbeams TI. And a nice little classic mini there. The Avenger Tiger, now they're quite a rare car, those. Avengers weren't big survivors anyway. And the over in the front there, the little Talbot Sunbeam, again, they weren't great survivors either. So, oh, little Lotus Elite, I think this is. hasn't got a badge, so I'm going to assume this little red beauty is a Lotus Elise, and behind it is the modern Elan M100 model. Wasn't originally loved very much, that car, because it was like the first ever front wheel drive Lotus, and now it's really very much come of age. So got what I'd suppose you'd call a modern classic here, which is the modern MR2. Oh, and behind it, if we can get to see that, MGR V8, the regional rebirth of the MG brand. And then a little Mini Cooper, Austin Cooper S. Now look at this lovely stag. Oh, lovely little rumble of a V8 there. So let's have a look what we've got. Oh, there we go. Look at this Ford. Now I'm going to say Capri, because some of these were the Capri and some were the Console. Now I'm trying to remember which one this is. Yes, it is a Capri. You can see by the
Andy, you're going to have to push him forward, love.
By the rear window style, that was carried over to the Capri that we're more familiar with.
Forward, please. Move up.
And then we got a Hillman Minx, I think 1720. No, sorry, I got that wrong. You're all screaming at the screen. That's a Sunbeam Rapier with those drop side windows. And morning. And then we've got a lovely Astra. Now, of course, there's one of those cars, that Astra's just sort of dropped off the roads and suddenly you don't realise it. And that is a Ford, I think, Model 8. Oh, little Austin A30, they're all coming in now. And when did you last see one of these? Little GTE convertible, lovely car. Morning. Did they do a GTE convertible? I'm not sure. I was going to quickly ask him. Did they do a GTE convertible originally?
They did.
Oh, okay. I was just
2,900 of them.
2,900. So rare survivor then.
There's only 12 left.
12.
GTEs.
Oh, okay. Thank you for that. Oh, here we go. TR7. Look at this. I do like these wedgies. These really have come of age the last few years, when they weren't popular in the day because they'd followed on from the TR6. And then we've got a lovely MGB Roadster there. And then we've got a surviving commercial Morris Traveller van. Morning, Gary. How are you?
Loving it, loving it.
I'm coming to say hello quickly. I know you're going to shout at me, but Gary is one of the. You've got a lovely XR2i,
white one on the corner.
Oh, hang on, just interrupt. Lotus Six. Look at that.
Hello, sir. Good morning.
Now, one car that caught my eye as it came through the entrance was this Lotus Six. Now, obviously, with the continued supply of cars through Caterham, the 7 is well known, but the 6 not so well. And as you probably guess, it was the car that Lotus produced before the 7 come along. Now, I've got the owner, Charles, here, who has very kindly agreed to tell us a little bit about this. And it's got quite a story when it comes to you. This car was originally supplied as a kit in 1954. But when did you buy it?
I bought it in 71.
So that's 52 years ago.
Yeah.
Okay, and what sort of condition was it in when you got it?
It was crashed. It was had a front wheel hanging off, and the front radius rod was all bent, and the chassis was bent as well. So quite a lot of work involved.
But apart from that, it was as good as new.
Good as yes. Yeah.
So these are quite a sought after car nowadays. So back in 1971, how much did you have to shell out for it?
Well, I had to pay £25 for this one, mostly because of the accident damage. But yes, they were worth 150 or so at the time.
I know you have to take inflation into consideration, but they're still amazing numbers. And over the years, presumably you've enjoyed it quite a lot. Do you get it back on the road sort of fairly quickly?
I did actually, yes, in about 3 years. Because I've got another one, but that took me 30 years to get back on the road. So.
Well, the old saying is you can't rush a good job, so that's not too much of a problem. So have you had a few adventures in it over the years?
Been to Le Mans a couple of times now. And also I used to speed hill climb it at Prescott. So, and put the original Type F engine back in, the side valve Ford engine.
Because originally this car would have been Ford 100E based?
E93A, so the even earlier one. Because the 100E didn't come out till later on.
So that would have been, is that what they used to call the old sort of sit up and beg car? Yeah. So, and any sort of plans for it apart from enjoying it?
That's half the fun of it, isn't it? Or most of the fun of it, actually enjoying it. Because it used to race when it was new. It did the 1172 series, which was sponsored by Colin Chapman of Lotus. So you were competing for the Chapman Cup. And it wasn't the first owner, but it was actually the second owner, a man called John Darresley, and he was very successful with it. And he went on to be a Lotus Works driver later on.
So this car has got, real history, character, and patina.
It has, yes, and it's fun to drive as well.
It just, I just love it because, as we spoke off camera, very much about how a lot of stuff nowadays gets over restored and it's put back to how it is in the factory. And I just love this car because there is just so much character to it. It's a real tribute to you that you've kept it like this, that you haven't sort of done one of those restorations where you've taken it off the road and got all back and shiny. No, I think this is absolutely fantastic and a real credit to you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Brilliant. Thanks for your time, Charles. It's really appreciated. Oh, he looks very period as well, that chap, doesn't he?
Yeah, it does, yeah. Looks like an aluminium car, doesn't it, as well? It probably is.
I think you're probably right. From that era, I think it was a case that they made them for whatever was available.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you don't see many like that now, but we're glad to have them at our show, obviously. We're glad to have any cars at our show. The club is really about the enthusiasts. You don't even have to have a car. Just be enthusiastic about cars and you're welcome. We say all wheels are welcome. No, we don't restriction on any age, modern, old, vintage. Just put together, we don't care. As long as you're enjoying yourself and we love it.
Brilliant. Okay, thanks for your time, Gary. I can see you've got a queue building up.
Yeah, I'm going to have to do a bit of shouting now. Andy, we need to push forward.
So, where do we get to? We've done the little Lotus, and then we've got Mark IV Escort. Now, when did you last see one of those? And that one's called Bob, apparently. And then we've got a lovely white SLK. Now, you don't see many of them, SLKs, in that colour. And then the Mercedes E-Class, 280. And then, ST 170. Focus. Now, that is a car which I think is going to be a good investment for the future. Where you look how the other fast Fords are taking off, that's going to be the next one. Now, here we've got a big line of classic minis. They've obviously all been getting together down the road from here. And there's one you don't see very much, a Mini Clubman. That's a 1590 GTI, so that isn't your average 1275 GT. So I'm going to get shouted at by Gary because I'm going to go and ask, excuse me, what have you got in this? Because I can see it says 1590.
Honda D series, single overhead cam.
Ah, okay.
128 horse.
Brilliant, thank you.
It's okay.
For anyone like me whose formative years were in the 1970s, a Mini with a flat front and these stripes down the side only meant one thing, and that was a 1275 GT. But this one says 1590 GTI, so all is not quite as seems. So we've got the owner, Phil, here, who is going to give us a little bit more information about this car. Thank you for talking to us, Phil.
Afternoon, you're welcome.
Now, that obviously used to have an A series in it, and looking at it, the word Honda shouts at me. So where did this engine come from?
Okay, this is from a Civic, late 90s, early noughties, 1590, hence the stripes and the message that you saw on the side. The idea being to make a bit of a sleeper car. No real hint of what's there other than that, and if you know, you know. I bought this car about 2 and a bit years ago, thinking it was more than it possibly was. It was low, all show, no go, very harsh. I bought it on a whim, overpaid, as we do.
You're not the first, Phil, and I'm really sure you won't be the last, so maybe a little bit of a cautionary tale for the people out there. But yeah, sorry, carry on, Phil.
Yeah, so I thought there was very minimal bodywork needed doing. That proved not to be the case. Having driven it and owned it for a few weeks, thought it's lacking in oomph. It wasn't what I imagined owning a GT to be. So I'd seen a chap online who'd put a supercharger in various minis, a guy called Michael Water-Johns at M-Tech Cars. So I got in touch with him. Long story short, we got together. He came up and had a look at the car, took it away. When he started to look at it, he felt the engine wouldn't take the extra horsepower. So what were we going to do? I was faced with, do I just put the car back out on the market, try and flip it on, maybe lose some money? Thought about going electric, thought about that for about 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's about 1 minute 59 longer than I would have thought about it, so yeah.
Well, it's on trend, isn't it? But 45 grand and an 18-month waiting list before any work started. And then I realised, what am I doing? It's internal combustion all the way for me with a Mini.
We're on the same page.
So I avoided another mistake. So there we are, about 2 years and a considerable amount of money later. I've had this car 2 weeks now, and you can see the engine sits in there very nicely. Purpose-built subframe, some jiggery pokery and magic, new brakes, new suspension, new radiator as you see, lights and everything to try and make it, resto mod is a term I don't really want to use, but it kind of is.
Yeah, you're certainly, I would say, look at it and say you're definitely on the edge of that it's very much showing its original style, but with more modern underpinnings. And the other thing, like we touched on off camera, is that Honda and Rover obviously had a relationship in the 80s and 90s, and potentially this could have been the future, couldn't it, back in sort of mid-90s?
Yeah, well, that's what we like to think, is that, this could be the next generation, for want of a better word, like the Rover 216 or the Acclaim or the Honda or the Triumph. Easily could have been the same engine with a little bit of development. And we're pushing out 128 brake at the wheels on the dyno. It drives very, very nicely, sounds good, keeps up with modern traffic, can surprise a few of the Sierra and the Corsa boys, which I've done, which is fun. And makes it into something that I think I can certainly keep for a long time and enjoy for a long time.
And of course, just finally, for those people at home that are a bit number obsessed, I noticed you had a little bit of a graph on the dash there. What are we kicking out?
Yeah, 128 horse.
And do you know what it weighs?
No, but not a lot. I need to look it up because I'm going to get asked this again in the future, aren't I?
Yeah, but I'd say probably 800 kilos is the sort of number that jumps to my head. So that's sort of 150, 160 brake horsepower per tonne. So yeah, there's a few people that you're going to wake up at the traffic lights with that one.
It's at least twice the horsepower of the original 1275 GT.
That's brilliant. Thank you very much for showing us, Phil. It's been a real pleasure, and I think it's a really nicely put together and well executed build.
Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Glad people like it.
That's all right. And that is an MG TC, I believe, the green one that's just gone through your shot there. And then another classic Mini. Look at this Ford Zodiac, a beast of the 60s very much. And here we are, Lotus car. Oh, nice. I'm going to say, I know that is. Oh, we're all going a bit moist, I think, round here. Lovely. Yours, I assume, had it a little while.
7, 8 years now.
Yeah.
Fully restored her to what you see today.
Brilliant. It looks absolutely perfect. Lovely. Don't see many of them. Do you know how many are left?
There's about 120 on the road, I would say. About 200 left, I would say.
Okay. Brilliant.
Some sort of repair.
I'll let you go. Gary will shout at me. Cheers. Thank you.
Two Lotus Colts, how about that? When do you see one? We've got two. Come on then, let's go. Push forward, please.
I was just going to say, I don't know when I'll see another one. And XJS sliding through there, and another Lotus Carlton. Sorry, we've already seen one, I'm afraid. You're getting a bit. It's getting a bit
common now.
They're getting common, aren't they, Gary? Yeah. Right, and then we are on to.
Down this side. Can you come on?
I've noticed that Gary doesn't seem to need a loud hailer. Oh, Clio. Now, these early Clios, they're getting sought after now. BMW E30, original manufacturer convertible, not the power one. And that's a 325i as well. And then we've got a Ford. Don't know. Put it in the if you know what it is, put it in the comments. I'm not sure. Oh, just getting run over again. Again, Ford ST. These Focuses, I think these are a really good one for the future. And then we've got a Clio Sport. No, everyone, as Gary keeps telling me. Well, yeah, it's a classic. You're all welcome. You're all welcome. It doesn't matter if it's a 1.2 or whatever. So yeah, it's got wheels and an engine. So have a good day. And then, focus up. We're getting some rarities here today, aren't we, Gary?
Absolutely fantastic cars. Look at that.
Yeah,
When you try and buy one of them now.
Well, yeah, that's more than my first house. So yeah, the white one there, Focus RS. Now people are going to say, it's an XR3. It's not an XR3. It's an RS 1600i, and these are like rare rockin' horse poos. So yeah, no, 1600i. We can't keep up here. This is fantastic, isn't it? Look at this, another RS, Audi RS. Oh, Nissan Skyline. Oh, we like these. Morning. Is that? Sorry? Well, we thought that about the Lotus Carlton. There's two.
Okay, cool.
So you've got a fair chance you might bump into another one. You never know.
Push forward, please.
Nissan 350Z. Sorry. Yeah, I got it right. I do apologise. Oh, here we go. Mark II Granada.
You're in the best place.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, tell them no down there, boss. You need to push forward and filter in the
ju-
toilet, please.
Just across there's the Vectra. We don't see many of those nowadays either. They've all dropped off the road. Rover 600 series. That's the sort. Yeah, I'll leave you to it, Gary. Rover 600. Don't see many of those in white. That was always a car. There's a car I always thought was going to. You always imagine it's going to be in green or something like that. But yeah, there's a white one there. Oh, Mercedes SL. Oh, nice car, sir. Really. Have you come far?
Yeah, from up around the valley, South Wales.
Oh, okay, right. You've come across the border then.
Yes, we are, mate.
No, lovely looking car, lovely car, really nice. I like the style of these. Morning. Nice E30 BMW there. See, Escort convertible, Mark 5, I think. Mark 5 or 6. And then a Mark 4 Escort XR3i convertible, I think. Oh, Volvo. Big and boxy. We like big and boxy. There we go. And then another Mark II Granada saloon. All the survivors seem to be estates, and suddenly we've got saloons. Oh, Mustang. Oh, God. Have a listen. Have a listen. Bit of a burble. And then we've got another E-Class Merc estate there. Rather large chrome rims on that one. Looks quite nice. And this is a... Yeah, I'm looking at the badge. It's a Camaro. That's a model of Camaro that I missed. I'm more into the... Oh, dear. Yeah, we've had Lotus Carltons already, sir. You know, it's sort of... Cosworth, so you sort of... We've had an amazing array so far, but this is really, really not original Cosworth.
No, it's modified a bit.
Oh, right.
It's an original Escort Cosworth.
Cosworth, but it's been... what you had done to it?
It's fully forged, T5 gearbox, rear wheel drive, this one, not four.
Oh, okay, that must be a bit of a rarity.
And it's running about 600 horsepower.
Okay, that'll get you to Tesco's fairly quickly then.
Yes.
Cheers. Right, what are we missing behind us? We've got Escort XR3i, it's just gone through convertible. Oh, Renault Sport Megane. It's the shaky your tail model, if people remember that advert. And then, the Triumph 2000. Oh, two estates. I think Gary's here is on a mission to run me over, but we'll keep at it. Oh, we got a TR4. Oh, the Triumph 2000's still expanding. RS 2000 in the background there behind Gary as well. Oh, look at this 205 rally. Now you see a lot of GTIs. You don't see many rallies. Mainly because people like myself and Jason put them through the hedge road rallying back in the 2000s. So yeah, that looks very original, is it?
It's mostly original. It's got GTI seats in it now, just because the rally seats do wear quite a lot, but otherwise completely standard.
Looks really good. Oh, more Volvos. RS 2000 over there in the background. Oh, what's sliding through down the far side there? Oh, It's a kit car, Jason. It's a kit car. It's a Quantum H4. It's the red one over there, but that probably slipped through. Mark 1 Granada. Over the background there, not this one. This is obviously a Saab. Oh, hello. Now, I've got a connection to that Sierra over there, because that's probably why Jason's pointing at it, because that one of the companies on the side there I used to work for. So, and my main memories of that particular sponsorship is when the cars kept rolling into gravel traps or hedges, mainly hedges. Morning. Early Nissan Micra there. Oh, look at this. A Maestro Advantage Special Edition. Like, there can't be many of these. Two left. So you got 50% of all of them are here today. Impressive. You better keep, otherwise Gary will shout at me. Well, as you know, we like to look at cars that are a little bit different. We sort of steer away from the common ones people actually take video of at shows. And this Maestro here, an Advantage, has caught my eye. And the owner, Jim's agreed to have a few words with us. Now, Jim, tell us about it. You know, this is not a core car that people would jump on to, you know, maybe own or restore. How did you come by it?
I had one as a kid with my mum, and it died, as most Maestros did back then. It went in the bin, you know, scrapped, rusty. It went in the bin. I was on Australia on holiday. My brother rang me up and he said to me, "There's a red Advantage in a cowshed in Cheltenham." So I gave the woman £400 for it and picked it up on the back of a trailer. And I didn't know what I was buying, no idea. But it's an original 51,000 mile car. And now on it, and he was saying 38 when I had it 10 years ago. So yeah, restored it. Yeah.
And what sort of condition was it in when you got it?
It needed 4 new doors, 2 front wings, a rear boot. So a lot of welding to be done on it, and this is his second paint job now in the last 6 months to get it looking like this. So yeah, it's.
And the Advantage, that was a special edition back in the day?
Yeah, they made 899 of them in 1990, and there was a few H platers as well around, so 91. I understand it, like you said, it was for Wimbledon that year. And underneath it's a 1.6L, as they call them, poverty spec Maestro. I got no rev counter, no electro windows, nothing in it. It's just underneath. But they had all these MG kits left over, and sprayed them in this colour: Rover Cherry Red, British Choice in green, and a few in black as well. But as far as we're aware, there's only 2 left on the road. One green one in North Wales, a Patrick owns, and this one. So.
And this would have been very much the run out of the Maestro, wouldn't it? Because I think at this time you were just at G-Rage, you were just coming in with the first Rover 200s.
They were, yeah, they weren't far off that. Rover had bought Austin by then, and this is why this isn't a Rover. Yes, she says Maestro on the front and Maestro on the steering wheel, not Rover or Austin, because they didn't want to put the name to it. Apparently, they wanted to just keep them as a Maestro and Montego. And yes, they were the runouts.
And I noticed that you're here. When we look around, it's a bit like a 1992 Austin Rover forecourt. Is this a little group of you that are here?
It is, yes. It's a young, although I'm not, South Wales Retro Club. So there's a lot of young guys and girls who've got these older cars, and it's nice to see. Nice to see the youngsters having a car. They're all in their 20s. There's old gits like me and Neil with the silver one there. Dan owns this. He's one who actually runs the club. I think he's 28, 29 years old. So some younger ones as well. Yeah, it's good to see the youngsters involved in a normal, cheap to run classic car, which is what these cars are, and the Metros are. You know? Yeah,
I agree, because it's so difficult now with a lot of the classic cars for people to get into it. So something that's a bit more at the budget end, and also getting the youngsters involved.
I mean, without the youngsters, these cars will die.
Yeah.
This is worth a bit more. So was Neil's and Dan's is. But some of the Metros, I mean, you can pick up a Metro for a few £100. Drive it around, it's a good little car, it's reliable, it's easy to work on, cheap for parts. The Maestros are the same, the Montegos are the same. But like anything else, they're going up in value and people can't buy them. So these kind of classic cars, which are still cheap to buy, anyone can afford them really, and run them around and take them to shows, get them out, it's good.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for that, Jim, it's really appreciated.
Good to meet you.
Thank you.
Take care.
Oh, blimey. What? Is this the Maestro Club?
Not quite, but I think we've got pretty much all the Maestros and Metros in South Wales here at the minute.
You better keep up or we'll get in trouble.
Got 3 and 3.
Morning. Nice little Metro there. I think it's amazing how these cars evolve, isn't it? When, you know, the late sort of 80s, early 90s, no one would go near a Metro, and I've actually broken a GTI for a kit car project. but now they're really sought after. It's amazing how it's really changed, and people suddenly, you know, seem to be into them, and it's amazing that some of them are still here because, boy, back in the day, did they rust. Oh, XR3i convertible. Mark IV. Oh. Now, there's one hell of a spoiler there on that MX-5 there. That's more downforce than the Red Bull F1 car, I reckon, on that one. And then we got a VW Transporter. And then we've got a little MX-5 there, original Mark 1. Not many of them surviving now. Oh, the classic minis have arrived. Go on, Gary, go and shout them, Gary.
Come on, push forward, please. Thank you.
Oh, we've got a big collection of minis coming here. A few classics, another clubman down the back there. Oh, mini on the trailer. Oh, mini clubman estate. Mini clubman estate. We don't see many of those nowadays. Now, anyone of you who's seen the modern BMW Mini, when they refer to clubman, morning, is the double doors that are on the back of that car is what they are reflecting on the modern BMW. That's the one for the youngsters out there to explain.
You, sir.
And then we've got another BMW C-Class, yep, C180 there. Oh, look at this Toyota Hiace, God, one of the early camper vans here. Morning. Don't see many of them anymore, do you? Look at that. Oh, blimey. Ford F600, yes, I only knew that because it's on the side.
Morning, boss. Push forward.
Cool. Oh, look at that. Now, is that a 420 Jag? I'm not sure. No, it's a Daimler Sovereign. Obviously, Jaguar and Daimler of that era were very much a badge engineering effort. Oh, we got a bit of an American theme coming in. Chevrolet pickup there. Chevrolet panel van there. Oh, just listen to that. And then we've got a mixed... what?
You go there.
Did you run out? Come with me, otherwise Gary will shout. Did you run out of paint?
No, household emulsion.
Ah, okay, fair enough. Do you find it's wearing well?
Yeah, it's really better than the house, actually.
Oh, I'm getting shouted at by Gary. Oh, look at this. Nice lowered Beetle there. Quite like that one. Oh, Scirocco. Original Scirocco. Now, when did we last see one of these? It's a Scala, which I think is quite a posh model there, isn't it? Morning. The Scala was quite a top-end model, wasn't it, from memory?
Yeah, the only other one was the Storm.
That was the one I was trying to think of, the Storm. That was above it. Yeah, it looked really nice. And then what we got over the back there? We got a uniquely painted van. And then we got, morning, L200, crew cab. Yes. So is this an import?
It is, yes.
Yeah.
Cyprus.
Because it's very much a big thing nowadays, isn't it? But back in the day, nobody thought of putting an extra set of doors in on a pickup. So it survived fairly well despite being out there.
Yeah, 325,000 miles.
Oh, it has survived well. 325,000 miles, that one. So, Batmobile. I've got to go and look at the Batmobile. Hang on. Beautiful car. This is the original Batmobile, is it?
It's original CSL with a Batmobile kit on.
Wow. There's not. You better go, otherwise Gary's going to. But yeah, it's not. It's like driving the cameraman nuts. But yeah, there can't be many of these in the UK.
No, only about 500, I think. Right-hand drives are made, so there's probably about half that these days.
Really nice car. Sorry, Jason. I know. I had to get it. It was really nice. Got a Berlingo, we got a Porsche Boxster there. Oh, Alpha Spider down the end there, but you've seen that already. Morning. Bonjour. Oh, he's from France. A30. We're good. Oh, Ford Prefect. Now, anybody who's a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy fan, this was what the Ford Prefect from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, of course, was named after this car. They were. Lovely car. Subaru Impreza STI. Yes, I did read that off the side. It's a bit new for me. Morning.
Dirty diesel.
Oh, Focus ST. Oh, Gary's on the warpath here. What else have we got coming in? And then, oh, got a Nissan Figaro coming in the end here.
In the green car, come here. Green car.
I'm having to shield me mic from Gary here. This is, it's a Nissan Figaro, Gary.
Yeah.
Now these were based. These were actually based on a Micra of all things, and they actually did. I think the similar company did things like a Jaguar Mark II replica on a Nissan. Oh, and then we got a Morris Minor here. Looks quite an early one. You see, it's an early one. It's got a split screen on that one, but it's not a very, very early one because you can tell those. Because the really early ones had lower headlamps, but this has got a split screen, so this is going to be late 50s? 53, I got it wrong, early 50s.
Got a 948 engine in there.
Oh, you're giving it a bit more. Yeah, 948cc engine in that one. And now this is a Plymouth. Yes, I've just read that off the front. It's a Special Deluxe. Oh, and a Porsche. Now I'll get me Porsches wrong, so I better do this away from the car because I'll get this badly wrong. Because I think, is it a Cayman? So there's a Tesla. There's a Tesla coming in.
Can you move forward a bit, please, sir?
Oh, Triumph TR4. Is it a 4? Ah. It is a 4, I got it right.
4A's got chrome straight down.
Thank you very much. I'll make a mental note of that one. And?
Independent suspension at the back.
Ah, yeah, that'll be a bit, as you come and by, it's a bit tricky to spot that one. Yeah. I'll stick with the chrome stripes. Tesla.
You're not listening to me. Sorry. Thanks, boss.
Well, that was a 944 that just went off, thanks to Gary. Oh, MGB Roadster. We haven't actually seen many classic, what I would class in the classic in the respect of MGs and midget MGs today. It's been quite a lot of, we've had a real nice mix, but not much in the way of MGs, which is interesting. And then we've got a BMW Mini. And then as soon as I said we weren't getting many MGs, guess what? It's another MG. Then what have we got? We've got the MGB Roadster. Oh, look at the road. Oh, look at this. This is a real 1970s gentleman carriage, this. Rover P6. Look at this beautiful car. My father always said this was the last, what he considered truly styled by Rover car. 3.5 litre V8, the ex-Buick V8 engine. And then we've got a 924 Turbo. That is actually quite a rare car. The 924s are quite prolific, but the Turbo is not so much. Then we've got a Fiesta ST here. Again, a nice modern classic, which I think is going to be one that's going to start to fly price-wise. And then we've got a Lotus Elise. I think it's a Series 2. If it's not a Series 2, shout at me. Lovely in that yellow colour there.
Lovely. That's my name, Grumpy.
Now, there's a big discussion, I had it with Mandy down there as well, that people get quite excited over the fact, oh, well, you charge £2.
Yes.
And I know this has had big things on the Facebook group and so on.
Yes.
Yeah.
But again, it's very much, you've got, I can see there's toilets here, you've obviously got to do arrangements with the farmers, etc., etc.
The £2 covers the toilet hire, the public liability insurance that we have to have, and some goes towards the field hire. Anything that's left at the end of the year gets split between the 3 charities that are on our website. All right, we had 3 charities last year, and they all received a cheque of £1,500 each. So that's
15 each?
Yes.
Okay, that's really good.
All right, that's covering our overhead costs because we buy walkie-talkies. We get these given to us by sponsors and things like that. But it's a non-profit making club. Any money that is left over goes to the charities at the end of the year.
So we're watching this on YouTube and I'm going, well, how do I get involved? How do I join the club? Well, yeah, where's the membership form?
There is no membership form. You go on to our Facebook page. If you're on the Facebook page, you're a member.
And,
right?
and the Facebook page is Southwest Classic
Car Club. Yes, that's it. Go on there, you'll get accepted. Like I said, there's 8,000 and something odd members now. Some of them don't even have vehicles. They're just enthusiasts. We cover all ranges, all ages. If you've got a vehicle and you're proud to own it, we want to see it.
Yeah, and it's been such, so far we've got a little bit of a breather here, but it's been such an eclectic mix. We've had sort of regular daily drivers up to, like, we had 2 Lotus Carltons, and there's seen this already in the feed, some of the cars that have come through.
I'm quite disappointed today, to be honest, because there's normally 3 of those, and they always come to our show, so there's only 2. So when I get a breather, I'll go in and chat to the guys and find out where the 3rd one is. But to see 1 is quite rare. To have 3 is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I would agree. Oh, I can hear the noise building up, and that's not just Gary. So there's cars coming through. So we'll jump back to those and. So MGB Roadster there. Now, nice Austin Healey 3000. Look at that. Yeah, that is. If you were going to come up with your original, what is the iconic colour scheme, I would say that's it for the Austin Healey. And here with this is a Zafira GSI. Now again, I like boost bus on the back. I quite like that. But that, when did you last see one of those? That car's nearly 20 years old, and it's the right to be a classic. Now look at this red Corrado here. Now that was a follow-on car from the Scirocco. Really nice. Oh, nice little bubble-shaped Micra here. That looks like it's had a bit of an adventure. Part of the Slow Car Club. I like that. Oh, and look at this Rover 416. Now that was a really popular car back in its day, and this is the first one I've seen through the gate. 205 GTI 1.9. You can tell that by the slightly bigger wheels over the 1600. And then a BMW Rover Mini. And again, this is the X-Type Jaguar car that had a difficult birth really, because it was during Ford's ownership of Jaguar, and this was very much with a Mondeo underpinnings. But I think they're starting to come through. That one's all-wheel drive, so that's obviously a bit more of a top-end model, that one. But those Jaguars, they really did have a bit of a sort of difficult life early on. But now, a bit like I was talking earlier with the TR7s, and with the Metros, early on they weren't thought much of. But as time's gone on, they've really come of age well. And I suppose is that what becoming a classic car is about? Oh, hello. I think we've got something struggling to get in here. I think there's a bit of a slope on the way into the car park. I think someone may have a bit of a. Okay. No, I think there's a ground clearance issue here. Now this is a VW Jetta. Well, honestly, if I can get my Robin Hood kit car in, this one can get in. So. And yeah. So that by the look of it, with the G60 badge on the front, is the supercharged VW engine in it, and that one's actually left-hand drive as well. Yeah, they're having a bit of a high, and another Golf, very similar styling to the Jetta in front of it.
These 2 in front of you, Alan.
And as Gary said, if it's got wheels and an engine, you're welcome. So, is that a Vauxhall van? I think it is. And then we've got a T6, or is that a T5? I'm never sure which. Van there. Oh, look at it, RS2000. Now, this is quite a rare colour. I don't see many in this colour. So, yeah, but yeah, you don't see many in that colour, do you?
No, that wasn't a genuine colour. That's had a respray.
Now, this I like, because this is the... Now, Gary, you might be similar age to me. Do you remember the gold leaf Formula 1 cars from the 60s?
Yes.
Now, they were a Lotus, and I just love that paint scheme.
Yes, lovely car that is.
But it's interesting what you say there, Gary, with regard to shows. I think it's very much evolved and changed over the last few years, because I can remember when I did car shows when I was younger, and it was very much like you said, be there, you've got to be in by 10, you can't leave till 4. This suits what people want to come to, isn't it? They can come and go as they please.
Once you paid your £2, you can drive around the car park and leave if that's what you want to do. If it's not for you, then that's what you can do. You can stay till 4 o'clock. We say it's open till 4, but there are people here till after that time. Some people meet with their friends, and have a bite to eat and a good natter. It's just a generally friendly club atmosphere, and we don't set any stipulations on age, car, the times you've got to leave by. It's simple as that. And for some of the shows that you go to, I mean, I've been recently to a show which was last year or this year as well, and the tickets were £17 down in Powderham Castle. Yes, it's a good show, but you still got the same sort of cars there, and we charge £2. We tried to keep it low because we've always had it £2 ever since we started, and I can't see it going up in the foreseeable future. You just got to look at the volume of cars that we've had. I mean, we're on up to 281 now, and it's just 10 o'clock.
Yeah, it's literally 10:18.
10:18. So in theory, we've been open 18 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think it has the show scene has very. There are the ones, the big stuff like the Ford Fair and that kind of thing, which I understand because
they're
of the scale.
Specifically for Fords.
Well, I was thinking more of the way that they lock people in. You've got to be there. Those big shows. Yeah. But I think there's very much this is you've hit the sweet spot with this kind of show that people just want to come in, do their thing, have a wander around, have a coffee, and then wander off.
Absolutely, and that's what it's all about. It's about the car enthusiast, male or female, young or old. Like I said, there are members in the club that don't even have cars. They're just interested in them, and that's what we want to do. They're the next generation of people coming through, the young ones.
Oh, and they're talking to generations. Here is a Mustang, which I think is about a Series 4 or 5. But you can see this is where Ford was starting to go back to the original styling of the Mustang. They've sort of gone a bit away from it. And then nice little Mark II MX-5 behind it as well. Oh, this is 1970s in one car. Look at this. Don't call it an Allegro, they get all upset. Look at this, a Harvest Gold Vanden Plas Allegro. Look at that. That is the, and I called it an Allegro there as well myself, didn't I? That is that's a epitome of 1970s motoring. Oh, and here we have nice Caterham 7 Road Sport SV. So not sure what engine that will have in. 02 Reg, could be a Z-Tech. And then we've got a nice Mustang. That is one of the more modern styling ones. I love these cars, supercharged. That's quite possibly got the Coyote engine in it. Oh, look at this. Ford F250. Oh, hang on, we've just got someone reversing in here. Oh. And that's very much in that sort of year 2000 bubble I was talking about. MG ZT, that'll be, I think. Oh, ZS, sorry. Oh, look at that. Beautiful American car there. And another MX-5. We had quite a few MX-5s through this morning, actually, interestingly. I thought you were telling me to get out of the way. Oh, two Dodge. Two. They're Chevrolets. Oh, oh! Look at this, we've got Scooby-Doo! Fantastic. Scooby-Doo, where's Shaggy? Oh, Capri. I haven't seen many Capris this morning. Look at that. It's got the RS front spoiler on it, and RS rear spoiler. Now, they are really rear bits. Get nice Mark II here. I think that's... No, that's not a gear. It's got the wrong seat. Oh, it is a gear. Oh, the gears had the high back seats, I thought. Modern MX-5 there. Oh, we're on a roll again now. Look at this. Look at the variety of cars there. Thank you. Bloody diesels. Hillman Imp, or is that a Sunbeam Stiletto? Not sure. And then we've got another Focus RS. I think I've seen 3. I think this is the 3rd one. Now there we go. You see a lot of the Morris 1000 vans. You don't see many of the pickups. Obviously, with the exposed back, they probably rotted even quicker. But that one looks like it's been a little bit souped up as well. Oh, it's come from the Hormeland. Gilbin Invader. Now that is a Ford running gear based car, but it was actually one of the very few cars that was built in Wales, and they actually did an estate version of that car as well. I'm not sure how far from here in Wales it was done. Oh, and you want an epitome of early 1970s. Look at this Mark I Escort in that beautiful purple colour, and it's a 1300E, top of the line. That was before they went to gear. That would have been the E for executive. And then we've got a Corvette. Now here we go. Look at this nice little MG midget. I mentioned we hadn't seen any midgets yet, and here we go. So that one looks particularly tidy. Always prefer them with the chrome bump, and that's a rare one because it's the round wheel arch at the rear. Now, as we know, commercial vehicles are a bit of a struggling survivor, but it's nice to see this Ford P100. Now, we've been common to see this in the sort of 80s and 90s with this Cortina front end, and later with a Sierra front end. But come with me. This, I've never seen one of these before. This has got the Mark III Cortina front end, and I think you might well find this is probably something like a South African import because it's got right-hand drive. So that is a really rare car in the UK. And interesting, the buck at the back, the pickup bed and so on, looks very similar between both cars. In fact, the tailgate looks identical. So quite an interesting little car, this. You won't see another. We've had a fantastic morning here at the Southwest Classic Car Club meet at Chepstow. Well, Hanley Farm, just up the road from Chepstow. There's been somewhere in excess of 400 cars, maybe even more than 500. They've had a great morning here. So I hope you've really enjoyed it. And if you have, if you could give us a like and subscribe here at Oscar's Garage, we would really appreciate it. Until next time.